Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a Friday evening episode of Ted's Boo Cellar with me, your most gracious host, Ted. It is currently 6:17 on the 30th of December 2022. I'm coming to you in a very worse for wear state of affairs, as I am, as you can probably tell from my voice, I'm coming down with a cold at the moment. So unfortunately I wasn't able to go into the office today, which was a bit gutting because I did want to. But a belated Christmas present came in the mail today from a dear friend of mine, and I thought I'd make this the last Ted's Boo Cellar of the year before starting season 4 early in 2023. And this is a type of beer that I've had obviously many times before, but from a brewery I've never heard of, so I'm a little bit interested by it. So I suppose as well I might as well make this the New Year's special, and to my dear friend who I won't name in this video just because I'm not sure how they are about being named in videos and all that sort of thing, but to my dear close friend who got this for me, thank you very much. It's very much appreciated. There's 3 beers in this box they got me, and the box they got me is from the Chiltern Brewery. Chiltern being spelled Chiltern, the Chiltern Brewery. It says here that they are based in Aylesbury. You can find them on Twitter at Chiltern Brewery, and they've got chilternbrewery.co.uk. It doesn't really say much on the back. Oh, here we are. So it says on the back here, this is their Beechwood. This is their Beechwood Best Bitter, by the way. And it says on the back here, the Chiltern Brewery has been at the forefront of the revival of classic English ale styles for over 40 years. In recent years, this has extended to the creation of new styles, all brewed with the finest English malt and hops, naturally. It says here it's award-winning ale as well. We have been brewing Beechwood Bitter since 1982, and this, our 40th year, marks the first time we have released it in a bottle. Brewed with British Class A Maris Otter and Crystal Malt, followed by a generous hop charge in the copper, gives Beechwood its renowned nutty flavour and punch, taking its name from the beech woods around our brewery, which are synonymous with the Chilterns. It is our flagship beer. So this is the real big daddy when you come to the Chiltern Brewery, so I'm expecting high hopes here. But I will say, really nice label. Kind of wish it was a little bit more artistic, but I like the contrast of colours on here. The crimson bitter ale kind of colours contrast against the white and blue is a really nice mix of colours, and they do stand out really nicely against each other. This is kind of the design of what I'd expect for a British ale bottle like this, so I'll give that a good solid 8 out of 10. But we'll have ourselves a quick snifter of this to see what our first impressions are like, although do keep in mind that because I've got a cold, my impression of it may be a bit stunted, I guess. So, yeah. Getting the impression of like roasted nuts and plum. So that's quite nice. That's kind of usually what I'd expect for a bitter like this. And I can't ever really go wrong with bitters. It's like one of my favourite types of beers, really. Alright, let's see. This is also 4.3% alcohol volume, so it shouldn't knock you on your socks too much. Although I find with a lot of bitters, even when they're usually around about 4% or something like that, they do still like have that feeling of like knocking your socks off a little bit. I don't really have that with other types of beers, although if you just drink bitters in a row, rather than sort of like alternating between like bitters and lagers and such, then I find the effects of its alcohol isn't too bad actually on your senses. But that's just me. But let's have a snifter of it in the glass actually. Yeah, I'm getting a little after smell of like roasted plums, with like this main through line of sort of just nice roasted almonds and walnuts and stuff like that. So it definitely gives a good first impression. I'll give the nose a good solid 9 out of 10. I think it smells really nice. It doesn't overstate its welcome either, so it's definitely quite encompassing and welcoming, and what I'd expect of a British bitter like this. But as always, we'll have ourselves a quick palate cleanser of water before we taste it. And then on to the most important part of the video, which is to see what this sucker tastes like. So to everyone at home, Happy New Year's, have a great 2023, and bottoms up. Oh, that's good. That is good. I will say, the best bitter I've ever had is still the draft version of Harvey's Best Bitter. But I will go so far as to say this is the best bottled bitter I've ever had. And I mean that truly. This is really good stuff. Then again, my experience with bitters generally tends to revolve around like draft ones, like the Longman Brewery one, the Harvey's Best Bitter, as well as a couple of other ones like the Bombardier one as well. But this is good stuff. Yeah, so at the end I am still getting kind of like notes of like roasted, oven roasted like plums with a bit of cinnamon and like other kind of forest fruits, and like there's this through line of like almost like singed chestnuts. That's kind of what I'm getting. And there's this underline of like oakiness, and it just all really ties it together. It's kind of got flavours that you'd archetypally expect from a British bitter like this, but it mixes it together in like just the best way. Like, it's a simple beer. There's not a lot to comment on, but what it does do, it does really, really well. And I think this is a really good first entry point for people getting into bottled bitters for the first time. Like, this is good stuff. It's got a little bit of fizz to open up the flavour a little bit. Probably a little bit more than some other bitters I've had in the past, but not so much that it gets in the way of the flavour and muddles everything up. The texture is really nice. I wish it was a little bit smoother, but I can't complain too much because it doesn't ruin the drinking experience overall. Generally, this is a really smooth beer to drink, unlike some British bitters. It doesn't harshly sit on the tongue, doesn't cloy the back of your throat at all. It's really smooth. So I'll give it... give it a... I'll give it an 8 point... I'll give it an 8.9. I think an 8.9 is just about right. I think this is a really good bitter. It's definitely amongst the top 5 I've ever tried, period. It is damn good stuff. I think the only one that still beats it out is the draft versions of both the Harvey's Best Bitter and the Longman Brewery Best Bitter. But even still, I think being in the top 5 or even top 3 of the bitters I've ever had is still really solid effort. Like, I'm really thoroughly looking forward to trying more stuff from the Chiltern Brewery. If this is the standard stuff they produce and this is their flagship beer, which is already nearly a 9 out of 10, I can't wait to try their other stuff. And my friend sent me a couple of their other beers. They sent me the John Hampton's Golden Harvest Ale, which is, let me see, that's 4.8%. And they also sent me the Monument Gold Pale Ale, which is 3.8%. So I might just drink those in my own time and just relax and chill out with them, or I might review them. I'm going to think about that a little bit tonight. But yeah, really good stuff here already. To my friend and his family who got me these beers, thank you very much. I hope you all had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, and all that good stuff. And like I said, the show won't be stopping. I'll just need like a week or two for a break, and then I'll start things up again in January for Season 4 of Ted's Brew Cellar in 2023. But I want to say to everyone who has contributed to me getting to 105 subscribers at this point so far over the last 4 years, thank you for your support. Thank you for your time watching me ramble on about all sorts of different alcohols. And thank you for your continuing support throughout 2022 going into 2023. I can't thank you enough. And to everyone at home, I hope you've had a good Christmas and Hanukkah. If you like this video, leave a like, share and subscribe. Have fun with whatever you're doing. Don't do anything I would do. Wash your hands. Drink responsibly. Know your limits. And I'll see you guys at the bar next year on Ted's Brew Cellar. Bye-bye for now.